Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm doing another foundation review which I'm very excited about. We are reviewing the Benefit Hello Happy, I think that's what it's called. Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation. I wasn't going to do this review because I wasn't going to spend like 30 quid or whatever it is on a full-size bottle of foundation that doesn't really seem to be aimed at me. You know me, I like full coverage, and this is advertised as sheer coverage. However, I'm wearing it on my face right now, and it ain't that sheer. I picked up a mini bottle, and this is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Look at it compared to a lipstick. This was £8.50 on Debenhams, but like Feel Unique, John Lewis, they're all doing it. These little mini bottles. It's 6 mils of products for like £8.50. And I thought this was a really good way to test out the foundation before committing to the full size, because I have so many high-end foundations in my drawer that are the wrong shade for me, or I just don't like the formula, yada yada yada, and they're just sitting there kind of doing nothing, getting no use really. So I was really excited when I saw this kind of mini, I know Benefit do minis all the time, but mini foundation. More brands need to do this so badly. So I'll read about what the foundation claims to do. It says, I've taken a screenshot. Hello you, this lightweight foundation evens out skin tone and blurs imperfections with soft focus optical blurring spheres. With a natural matte finish and light to medium coverage, it looks like skin and feels like nothing at all. Apply 1 drop to clean, moisturise face, repeat to build coverage. 1 drop. Blah blah blah, sheer coverage, matte finish, SPF 15. I would say this is a medium coverage once I put 2 layers on. I'm really happy with how it looks on my skin right now. I think it looks really good. Yeah, pretty happy with it. So as usual, I'm going to apply the foundation with you on camera so you can see how it goes on, see my initial thoughts, and then I'm going to do a wear test. I am working today, so right now it is 11 o'clock. I don't know if you can see that. I've had this on since about 8:30 already, and I still really like how it looks. So yeah, we're just gonna test it out and see what happens. I, for reference, have kind of normal to ever so slightly oily skin through my T-zone, but apart from that, my skin's really pretty good to me. Sorry, and foundations seem to last really well on my skin. I'm wearing my pajamas, by the way, so ignore that. The only kind of skin prep I did was my Ordinary moisturizer, which I swear by, you all need this under your foundation. It's incredible. And yeah, we're just gonna dive in. Although I don't do any of my other makeup on camera, but if you're wondering, wearing my L'Oreal Nudie Patootie palette on my eyes. And if you want a tutorial on this look, please do let me know, because I actually do really like how it came out. I think it looks alright. So without any further ado, let's jump into testing this foundation for at least 12 hours. So I've pretty much just woken up. It's not that early. It's 8:30 in the morning. Just thought I'd get up and about. The only thing I've done to my skin is put on my Ordinary moisturizer. I got the big size because I already finished my small one. It's that good. So we're gonna jump in with the foundation, and I'm hoping it's gonna match me. It does say to shake it well. I'm so scared. I'm worried that it's not gonna have the coverage I want. Let's see. Do you know what? I think that colour will be fine. It's got the little dropper bottles. I'm just gonna like squeeze some out and pop it here and there. I look so good right now, just in my pajamas. I didn't actually put that much on, I just kind of spread it out by dotting it around. So I'm now going to go in my Morphe sponge. I'm going to start to blend this into the skin. I think, you know, I'd probably get fuller coverage with a foundation brush, but I don't really like using foundation brushes. I'd rather just do what I always do. Colour is definitely a really good match for me. Shade 1, if I didn't say that. So that is one layer of the foundation on, and it's definitely evened out my skin tone a lot. Like, I think I look a lot better than I did 5 minutes ago, but it's not got the best coverage in my opinion. I think though, once I put like concealer on and my powder, I'll probably really quite like it, but at the moment, where was I? But yeah, I've not got the coverage that I really like. Let me show you my skin up close. I've still got my kind of old blemishes here and my old ones here that I can still really see a lot. But up close it does look really nice, like on my skin. Yeah, it does, it's just not obviously got that good coverage. So what I'm gonna do is just use a little bit more. Just drop it from the bottle on my cheeks. Tiny pinch in my other areas. And blend this in, and hopefully I can build up the coverage a little bit. I must admit, I am kind of realising that I don't need to cake my face in a thick full coverage foundation. So maybe something like this I could get used to. This is 2 layers on. Definitely covered a bit better, so it did build up a little bit. So as usual, I'm just going to go through on my concealer and powder, and then I'll show you what it looks like. And then I'll put on the rest of my makeup and show you what it looks like, and then we'll do our check-ins throughout the day. I'm going to say I've finished application at 8:36. So yeah, we'll give it a really, really good wear test, at least 12 hours. So I'll go put on my concealer and powder and then show you what it looks like, because that will really help build up the coverage. So I've just put on my concealer and my powder, and I think everything's looking better. It's looking more even, better coverage. I used my Urban Decay under my eyes. I used Lasting Perfection by Collection on my cheeks over kind of the worst of my spots, and then as like I always do, I use my Maybelline Matte Maker powder. And it's just a combo that always works well, and my skin, it's looking good. It's looking pretty good. So I'll go finish off the rest of my makeup, and then we can see the foundation with a full face of makeup on. I'm not going to go too wild, and then we'll see how it lasts. So I'm going to go back to watching Suits and doing my makeup. So it's like a couple of hours later already. I don't know where the time goes. When I sit down to play with makeup, the time just disappears, it just goes. It's now 10:47 and the makeup's been on for what, like 2 hours, this foundation, and it still looks really good. I found all my powders went on top of it very easily. None of my kind of foundation lifted when I was like buffing bronzer and things on. Yeah, it just went really well. I didn't even need that much powder actually, because it kind of dried quite matte, like satiny matte, so I didn't feel like it was that tacky. And so I feel like it's probably gonna last pretty well on my skin, but obviously we will see. So as always, I'm gonna go out and about and, I was gonna say enjoy my day, I'm going to work. So I'm gonna go out and about and have my day, and then I will check in with you at about 10 o'clock this evening, and we'll see how it's held up. But I mean, I've got high hopes for it. I do have high hopes, so we'll see. So I will see you in 2 seconds in YouTube time, but a whole day at work in real life. Pray for me. Oh my goodness, it's so nice to be home. I've just got home. Let me put on my side lights and things, and then we can look at this foundation in kind of the same lighting conditions as we did earlier. 2 seconds. Unos. Oh. Dos. Tres. Okay. So, I'm home. The time, let me tell you the time. I mean, looking in the viewfinder, my makeup looks pretty good. It is 21:50. So what did we say, about 8:30? I think, or even if we said 9, this foundation's been on at least 12 hours at this point. And of course, I have not touched it up. The only thing on my face that I've touched up is my lipstick, which I reapplied after eating my dinner at work. Wow, I've got like mascara fallout. That never happens to me. Okay. Okay. Let me give you a close-up. So, I just want you to be able to see this properly. I feel like it's kind of, it looks like it's lifted, kind of like it's separated. And like you can see all my pores really, really badly. All my T-zone where I get oily. It's also really badly settled in my smile lines. I want to like kind of rub over them. And I do look really oily. Kind of all over. But it's certainly not like worn away along my jaw. It's settled into my smile lines. Oh my goodness, look at my moustache. And kind of around the crevices of my nose. But for having it on for like 13 hours and I was running around all day at work, like I'm not disappointed by it, I've got to say. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of translucent powder on my powder brush and just kind of powder it down. Just to kind of see what a difference that will make. See, I think that looks quite a lot better already. And like, for example, if I've been invited out to drinks after work or, you know, something like that, I'd feel pretty comfortable going like the way I look. I wouldn't be super like paranoid about my makeup, to be honest. Maybe a little bit of concealer under my eyes would help. But I mean, I'm pretty pleased. I think it's held up really well for being like a sheer light to medium coverage. And I do like it on my skin. Like, I think it looks pretty good. Like, I don't think you'd look at me and be like, oh, her foundation looks really bad, to be honest. Yeah, to be honest, I'm pretty pleased with how this looks, especially now I've just given myself a little powder. I think my skin does look really good. From afar, but up close, even with that extra powder, like it is a little bit lifted kind of off my skin, like over my T-zone, and just doesn't look that great up close. But I am pleased with it. I am glad I only bought this sample and I won't buy the full size for a few reasons. It's not got the coverage that I kind of look for. I also think it's quite expensive for being a sheer to light coverage. I would rather buy a sheer to light coverage from the drugstore, to be honest, if that's the kind of look I'm going for. I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. And yeah, it's just quite expensive and it's not my kind of foundation. However, if you're gonna wear this for maybe a shorter amount of time and you like light to medium, then it's probably quite nice. Also, if you've got oily skin, I wouldn't recommend it. I think it would kind of slip off. I've got pretty normal to ever so slightly dehydrated skin, and just an oily T-zone after a few hours, and it's kind of, separated on my skin in that T-zone where it got an oily. So I think if you had a really oily skin, I would very much avoid this foundation. Even though it says it's a natural matte finish, I would avoid. Let me know what you think of it. What do you think about it on my skin? Are you tempted to buy it? Have you bought it? What is your thoughts? And yeah, thank you so much for joining me for this foundation review. I am going to go and have a lovely hot shower. I'm going to get into bed, read Game of Thrones, and tomorrow I'm going to IKEA and we're going to make my background look so much better, I hope. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye.